What is something that you swear happened but you have no proof and nobody believes you? I was 15 when my cousin Layla came to stay at our house for a few months. Her parents were getting divorced, and things were pretty messy. Layla was identical to her twin sister Lena, but they were complete opposites. Layla was quiet, loved painting, and spent hours in our spare room just drawing these amazing pictures. Lena was loud, crazy, and once got suspended for dyeing her hair bright green just to annoy her math teacher. Even though they looked exactly the same, everyone could tell them apart. It wasn't hard if you knew them. Layla would sit in the corner at family dinners barely talking. Lena would be standing on her chair telling jokes and making everyone laugh. They were like two different people in the same body. For 3 months, Layla and I shared my bedroom. We became super close. She taught me how to paint these weird abstract things with purple rivers and yellow skies that didn't make sense but somehow looked amazing. We had this inside joke where we'd whisper dragonfly dreams to each other when adults were being boring. She kept journals everywhere, little notebooks filled with sketches and poems about feeling invisible. Then one day in March, Layla said she was going home early. Her dad picked her up on a Tuesday morning. She hugged me tight and said thanks for everything. I watched her car drive away thinking I'd see her again soon. 3 weeks later, we got invited to Layla's birthday party. Mom and I drove over excited to surprise her. But when the door opened, I knew something was wrong immediately. The girl standing there wasn't Layla. Everyone else acted normal. Her parents, her friends, even my mom. They all said it was Layla celebrating her 16th birthday, but I knew it was Lena. She stood differently, talked louder, kept flipping her hair. Lena always did that annoying hair flip thing. I whispered dragonfly dreams to her when we were alone by the cake table. She looked at me like I was crazy. No smile, no recognition, nothing. I asked her about our painting with the purple river. She said she didn't remember making any paintings like that. The whole party felt wrong. This girl was wearing makeup and laughing super loud at every joke. Layla never wore makeup, and she definitely never laughed that loud about anything. When someone mentioned her art, the girl just shrugged and said she wasn't really into that stuff anymore. I tried telling my mom on the drive home that something was seriously messed up. She said twins sometimes go through phases and change their personalities. I said no, that wasn't Layla at all. Mom got annoyed and told me to stop being dramatic. The next week I went back to their house alone. I told their mom I wanted to see Layla's art studio. She looked confused and said what art studio? I said the spare room where Layla always painted. She brought me upstairs and opened the door. It was completely empty except for some old storage boxes. I asked where all her paintings went. She said Layla had never been into art. That was more Lena's thing before she got bored with it. I felt like I was losing my mind. I asked to see Layla's journals. The mom brought me to her bedroom and opened the closet. Instead of notebooks everywhere, it was filled with makeup and perfume bottles. I found one old sketchbook shoved way under the bed. I opened it up and there were Layla's drawings, her handwriting, her poems about feeling like she was disappearing. On the very last page was a note that made my blood freeze. If anyone finds this, I'm not okay. I feel like I'm disappearing and nobody notices. I showed the note to my mom when I got home. She said it was probably old from when Layla was going through a sad phase during the divorce. I tried calling Layla's phone number from my old texts. The number was disconnected. I went back to their house one more time and asked where Lena was. The parents said Lena was at boarding school now. They showed me pictures on their phone of Lena at some fancy school across the country. Except in every single picture, the girl looked exactly like the one who answered their door at the party. Nobody would listen to me. Everyone thought I was just confused because they were twins. But I lived with Layla for 3 months. I knew her voice, her laugh, the way she stood with her shoulders hunched, how she always bit her nails when she was thinking. The girl at that party was definitely Lena. I think something happened to Layla and everybody just pretended it was fine. Maybe she ran away, maybe something worse. But somehow Lena ended up taking her place and their parents just went along with it. Maybe they thought having one daughter was easier than dealing with whatever was wrong.